Our agenda will cover what are in the ChatGPT free features, what's different about some paid features that you get if you do paid, a little comparison of what they are between each other, recommendations from me if you want my recommendations on whether it's worth it to upgrade and pay, what comes in the ChatGPT plus $20 a month plan. What they give you is priority access to the latest models and priority access when loads are busy to get your chats responded to. You get faster responses. You have a higher chat and file limit. You can do more during the day with it. You can have more uploads if you wanted to look at files and organize files or analyze, summarize documents for you. You get better image generation than the free plan. You get early access to new and improved features, and you get what's called expanded memory and projects. I'm going to explain this to you. The free gives you a lot of the same things, only a little bit less priority. You do get access to the latest model. You get some basic text, voice, and image chat. It may not give you quite the complete response, but you'll get virtually everything you might get with paid. You get access to custom GPTs like in the free plan as well as the paid, and I'll show you those. But you get a limit on how many files you can upload. You get a limit on how much you can use it, and it's going to be slow at peak times. So they're going to prioritize people that are on paid plans at peak times, and users that are trying to use it at peak times may find that their response takes a while to get. And then they have memory and projects, but they're limited in terms of what you can do. And you may not know much about memory and projects, so I'm going to explain a little bit about what those are. In the free plan, memory and projects are available as a tool. Projects are essentially folders where you can organize chats about a particular topic or activity or a project that you're working on. Say if it's cooking or a trip that you're taking or a project that you're working on for a club or a group or something you're doing for work. And then you've got memory. Memory is ChatGPT's ability to remember things about your chats and what you have asked it to do and ask it what you would like it to remember about you. So if you write a newsletter in a particular format, or you like it to do things in a particular way, or you like it to organize things, you can ask it to remember things and it will remember those, but it's more limited in the free memory. You might only be limited to a particular chat session as opposed to being able to come back and log in and being able to use it. Now, in general, most of these features are available when you log in to the free account. The free account might ask you to set up a login, a username, and a password. With Plus, you get the ability to have larger projects. You can have more documents in them. You can add more customizations. You get a longer memory in terms of how long it will remember things that you've asked it to do. Oh, put this in my chats whenever I create something. Add this to my emails whenever I create something. You get more stored history as well, so that it actually keeps track of your chats for a longer period of time and remembers more about you. So you get more space, but ChatGPT keeps a history of what you're doing, and you get the ability to add and organize more projects and have more content within projects as well. That may or may not be important to you. But in the paid plans, a couple of things are available. There's something called deep research. You might have the ability to use this in the free plan. Sometimes they change things, but they might limit you to only so many deep research requests a month. Deep research is an in-depth research tool where if you're researching a project or if you're researching a subject and you wanted to go off and get something about, gee, I want to understand what the political situation was between Rome and Greece and why Rome came out as the bigger empire, when the two were both fairly sophisticated in what they do. So you could ask it to go off and do a research project on that. It'll go off and find hundreds, dozens, if not hundreds of sources and pull that information back. There's something called agent mode. An agent is a tool within AI, and it's not just restricted to ChatGPT. Deep Research, Agent, and other things exist in all of the AIs. But agent mode actually asks you, you ask the AI to go do a task for you. Deep Research is a form of agent, but you can also ask agent mode, hey, keep up to date on things that are happening for me. Go off and do some research for me. Go off and find ways to accomplish this that I might not know about. And it'll go off and do them and actually create a set of tasks, not just one task as a response you get from a chat. It'll actually go off and take care of doing more things for you that might be multiple steps. And it's great for tasks and activities that involve multiple steps as opposed to just a single prompt and response. And then there's something called connectors. Connectors is relatively new in ChatGPT, but it gives you the ability to connect your ChatGPT to some other services, things like your Outlook mail or your Gmail or your Google Drive, so it can access those resources for you from within ChatGPT, and it is able to connect to those accounts as if you give it permission to do that. So let's take a look at free and paid and try a few things out and see what we might be able to discover about them and see how they work. I'm going to switch over to my Safari window where I have a window set up where I've logged into ChatGPT with a free account. Here's Bob Cohen down here at the lower left. This has my plan. It gives me some settings. I can do some things called personalization, and I can upgrade my plan. Here are my upgrade options here that are available. And it shows you a little bit access to GPT-5. I'll get advanced reasoning. I get limited file uploads. I'll get expanded. So it gives you more capability, and I get access to more video generation, more agents for coding and other things. There's a $200 a month plan where you get a lot more capability, primarily used by people that want a lot more image and video creation. But for the most part, the free plans and the plus plans are the two plans that people might be looking at trying to use and work with. So with any new chat, we have a new chat. We have a ability to search our chats. We have access to GPTs. We can create a project. I'm just going to create a new chat here. I've got a prompt here that I've got that basically is a prompt I use in some of my AI classes. And I'm just going to ask it to tell me how to take care of a snake plant. And it's going to give me a quick response here. It's got a microphone I can dictate, and I'm just going to click the prompt response, and it'll give me a prompt response. It's not going to be too much different from what I get on the paid plan. This is pretty good for the free. I'll get recommendations. Do you want me to give you some tips on spotting problems? Did I like it? Do I want to share it? Do I want to copy and paste it? There's more actions. I can read it aloud if I want to, and I'll get this history here. This history is part of your login, and whenever you log back into ChatGPT again, you'll see a history of your chats to keep track of. If I wanted to do something, say, for a business prompt or business letter, I could do something in a new chat for that. And you can see the response is pretty good. The capabilities are pretty good. I'm asking it to write a thank you letter for someone who applied for a job, but we chose not to offer it to them. So it gives you the response. It gives you a good letter. You can copy and paste it. You can revise it. You can edit it. You can do all a number of things. So those are some tools. If I wanted to create a image, I don't have to go to any other tool. I can just enter the prompt in here, and I can say, create a photorealistic scene of a group of retriever puppies playing together. And we'll see. Sometimes the image response might be a little bit slower on the free plan than the paid plan. But what ChatGPT is doing is it's generally generating a pretty high quality image right from the start. While it's working on that, you can see this prompt here. You can always go back to your other chats. And if you wanted to organize a project, you can create one there. I'll show you a little bit about that. If you wanted to add files, you can add photos and files. So you can drag and drop them into this chatbot, or you can add them from your computer. You can click on create image if that's what you want. You can say think longer, which will ask it to work a little bit harder on something. You can do deep research. You've got a study and learn mode, and you've got more where you can connect things now in some of the tools with the free plan. Not everything, but you can connect more. So there's our photo of a group of puppies, retriever puppies playing together. A pretty good image, and you can download that. You can modify it. You can take more actions on it if you want to. A project over here on the left is a way where you can organize something. So I'm just going to say sample prompts. I'm going to create a project. It's a way of grouping prompts together and grouping responses together. The great thing about a project is that, let's say the snake care plant tip, I can click on the three dots and then I can add it to the project sample prompts, and it's going to move it over to that area. I can add this to sample prompts and it moves it to sample prompts. So I have different ways of moving these prompts around. So then when I want to go back to see sample prompts here, instead of looking in this chat list, which can get fairly long, I can go to a project and I can see my sample prompts, and I can do things like add files specifically to this project of sample prompts. I can start a new chat in sample prompts as well that gives me the ability to do work with things. So I have some limited resources and projects. I have more resources available that are in other tools that are available with the paid plan. You have access to GPTs. These are customized versions of ChatGPT that combine information or instructions in a particular way that might make it easier for you to do things. So there's a Write for Me, there's tools on writing, productivity, research, education, lifestyle, Ali, programming, and others. So you can view them. Top picks are tools that are available for things like fitness or image generator, even different from a chat GPTs. Dolly is chat GPTs. They have a coloring book, and you can see some of these say in small print by chat GPT, by ChatGPT. So it can help you analyze and visualize data, do creative writing, but some of these are created as specialized additional instructions beyond what is used by ChatGPT. They have things like a video creator, transcribe tools, and other things that are here as well. So take a look at those. Those are all available in the free plan. All I've done is I've just logged in with a username and password and created an account. When you go up here to your library, you'll see a library of photos, whatever images you've created, they'll start to show up in your library. It makes it really easy to find and organize. So you have the ability to do quite a bit in the free plan. It's just that if you hit a busy time of day, it might not respond quite as fast. So let me switch over to my paid plan. On the paid plan, what you can do, you should see my browser here with ChatGPT. I have ChatGPT 5, but I also have some other options here. Again, I'd have to go upgrade to go to the Pro, but it will automatically choose what I think I want it to do. I have the ability to start new chats. I can search my chats. I have a library. I have something new called Codex, which is really useful for generating software code. If you're somebody that wants to generate software applications, that's great. I have more features in Sora, same GPTs. I have projects that I've created. And in some of my projects, I have some ability to customize some of these features and give them capabilities, but I can add files. So I can see a whole history of projects. You would expanded history and be able to do that, and you'll be able to chat within this project like you can in the free plan. But under the project now, I have some things where I can edit instructions. And I wanted to give ChatGPT some additional instructions. This is a project where I keep all of my tech topic thinking and newsletters, and I want to ask it questions. But one of the things I want it always to understand is that I want it to use simple, clear, non-technical language for non-technical people and people wanting to understand and learn how technology can make their lives easier and better. So that's an additional instruction that I can put in the project. If I want to make sure that it understands and will come back with responses that always have this capability, I'm going to make sure that I use a project. And I have that in the paid plan. I don't necessarily have that in the free plan. When I was developing a series of AI classes or doing things on smart retirement or looking at simplifying my website or doing things on business and marketing, you have the ability in a project to give it and edit the instructions. I can keep on adding and providing instructions. If I click on the plus, you'll see I have a few things here. I can add photos and files. I've been able to connect my OneDrive. I can do deep research, but I have 25 left until October 18th, as opposed to just a minimal. I can create images. I can use what's called agent mode. And I'm going to just start a new chat because I like asking ChatGPT, what can I do in agent mode? And that's something that was not available in the free plan. Agent mode is only available in the plus plan. So what it does is it goes beyond standard chat and can help you over time or with multiple step tasks. Here's what it can do right now. It can search recordings. So it can summarize entire meetings. It can pull out actions. It can automate tasks like reminders. It can actually remind you tomorrow. It can say, hey, give me a quick update on news and technology every morning. It can keep track of your preferences, like how do you like slides created? How do you like articles written? Remembering ongoing projects so you don't have to re-explain them, and creating multiple step plans. So let's say, give me some example prompts and we'll see what kind of prompts. So here's some things. So every Monday at 8 a.m., remind me to write my weekly Bobology newsletter. Check if my latest YouTube tech topic video has 50 views. Send me a summary of the latest tech news from Apple and Google every Friday morning. Well, it remembers me and it remembers the things I do in ChatGPT. So it's giving me some samples of agent functions that are really great to remember. Search, personal admin, once a month, write a short video. So would you like me to set up one or two of these automations so you see how it works in practice? Well, let's take this one about Apple and Google. And so let's say, yes, Apple and Google News agent. Let's see what it does for me. It's thinking a little bit longer, which is because it's creating an agent. So this automation is going to go out and it's going to go out and find a couple of news on summarizing Apple and Google tech news weekly on Friday at 8 a.m. It'll send me a weekly summary of the latest Apple and Google tech news every Friday at 8 with links, key takeaways, and why it matters notes for my classes and content. And I can turn on notifications. It's not going to come to me in an email. It'll come to me as a notification when I get something that is allowed that ChatGPT will advise me on. And this works in the mobile app as well as on the desktop. These are some things that are available for you on tools. There's an account here. If I go to personalization, I have a lot more ability to customize how ChatGPT responds and give it a personality. I don't have any customization set up because I use a lot of these tools for teaching people in class and I didn't want it customized. But you can specify, how do you want ChatGPT to call you? Would you like it to be casual? What kind of a personality would you like to give it? If I turn this on, you can see I've got a couple of different personalities that are predefined, or I can specify my own. I can give it give me a nickname. I can say what my occupation is, and I can ask it to reference recently saved memories when responding and chat history if I want to. and I can let it record, use recording transcripts and notes. And then there's even some advanced tools where I can ask it to collaborate and focus on some other additional tools. So those are some resources that are available in differences between the paid and the pro plan. There's another thing here called settings. And settings is where you can also use what are called connectors. I've been able to connect Gmail to my ChatGPT, my OneDrive personal, my Outlook email. So I wanted to find an email the other day and I didn't know whether it was in Gmail or Outlook email, and ChatGPT will go off and search that for you. So I'm finding that Gemini works better when you're using Gemini focused on Gmail. And that seems to be the most effective work to do it. But there are some tools out there where I used it to actually find information about specific email, and it pulled it up and it gave me a link to open up in Gmail if I wanted to. One of the things that ChatGPT has introduced is a new plan called a business plan. The personal plan plus is $20 a month. The business plan is $25 a month. And so the business plan has unlimited messages, more generous access. So what they're giving you is basically more access, a faster response. You can connect company knowledge from things like Google Drive. You have the ability to use more security. You can capture meeting notes, more features like projects, tasks, custom GPTs, built-in agents, multimodal creation, and other types of tools that are available. So it's something that if you are working, you could make sense of it. Now, what do I recommend? Well, for the casual user, the free plan with a user login is probably going to be more than adequate with what you might need and not have to worry about it. For Gemini or ChatGPT, they all seem to work, very similarly. I find that those two seem to be the most effective these days with versatility and capability. There's a lot of tools that are available that are out there, but if you find you're using it more and more every day, and you're relying on it to accomplish things and make your life more productive, answering questions for you, wanted to save a history, or using it in a more than just a casual, I think I'd like to know about this type of approach, then the $20 a month plan is worth it. And particularly if you're doing work or you're using it in a work environment, or if you're a small business or you're managing environments, or you're teaching people, or you're writing things a lot, or you're being creative in it, those can be really effective reasons for upgrading to the $20 a month plan. The free plan gives you a lot of capabilities just by itself, and it's only if you find things are responding slower that you may find it's worth it for me to spend the extra money on the monthly plan and take advantage of that. So I wanted to give you a little idea of what you can get in the free and paid ChatGPT plans that are out there. I use the Plus plan. I'm not working for ChatGPT. I don't get paid by ChatGPT for recommending it. If I were going to do something now, when I bought the ChatGPT plan, it was about 2 years ago, when it was about the most advanced AI out there and the most flexible for what I needed it for. If I were going to do it now, it would probably be a toss-up between Gemini or ChatGPT, because I think they're both very capable of accomplishing a lot of things. But if you were looking if you're a big Microsoft 365 user, I did some recent tech topics about AI Copilot in Microsoft Word. That might be more than enough for you. And then, of course, you've got free web access to a lot of different GPTs, and you're free to take advantage of entering prompts and seeing what they work with, and many, many other types of approaches too. So thank you all for coming today and exploring things.